Is it working? Guys, I'm sorry for being late. How's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Yes, please. Please say yes. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for 40,000 subscribers. I think we're almost at 41,000. Am I here? Somebody's saying I'm still not here. Can you guys hear me? Hey, okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. How's everybody doing? God, England. We have England in the house. Singapore. Mexico. I'm just naming off countries. Iceland is by New Hampshire, if you guys didn't know that. I'm gonna show some of these. This chat's going crazy, people. Somebody called me the effing goat. I can't even catch this. Here we go. I'm gonna let this pass here. Richard is the effing goat. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Yeah. So yeah, I want to talk some stocks. If you guys have questions, Spain's in the house too. If you guys have questions about any stocks, obviously let me know. I'm not going to talk about GameStop. What is going on with GameStop? Oh my God. So I was just watching a YouTube video with Jim Cramer screaming at another guy talking about GameStop and how there's no way they're manipulating the market. Well, Jim Cramer, I disagree with you, buddy. I think they absolutely are manipulating the market. I don't see how they couldn't be, honestly. Like craziness. Oh man. Don't talk about my girlfriend Nano Dimension. Don't tell my wife. I don't think she's watching. Oh my gosh. $2.99. Who's donating? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Thank you. Pretty sure it's David Faber. Who's David Faber, Charlie? Somebody tell me who David Faber is. Everybody who's sending me congratulations, thank you so much. I appreciate you. This has been a freaking ride, guys. We just hit over 900 patrons over on my Patreon, and it's been an absolute amazing community. I see a lot of you guys in here supporting me, and I really, really appreciate it. And I hear from a lot of you every day that you're members of other Discords as well, and I've been members of other Discords as well. And a lot of you are telling me that ours is awesome. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say ours is the best, but it's pretty freaking awesome. A lot of really, really smart investors and traders, and I don't know. You guys know I do a lot of swing trading. That's kind of how I make my money in the market. But we have a lot of long-term investors over there as well. So if you're into long-term investing, which I am too, I promise, I'm not just a swing trader. There's a lot of great traders over there as well. So 376 of you guys. Wow. Well, if you're not subscribed, I'm sure you are. Hit the subscribe button. But I'm sure you're all subscribed and you're here because you're awesome. Forget Bitcoins. What about shares that work as grow along with Bitcoins? Riot and Mara. Look into Riot and Mara. Forget Bitcoins. I sort of disagree. Bitcoin Bob will tell me that he loves Bitcoin too. Right, Bitcoin Bob? Oh, Paulie, welcome. Bitcoin Bob is here. A lot of you guys in the Patreon and the Discord. Awesome. BNGO. Yes, absolutely. So who's had BNGO since before it was $1? $1. Guys, I got a message. I got a comment in my last YouTube video saying that they're fine because they made money, but they had BNGO before it was 70 cents. Like it was 20 cents and then sold at 70 cents. And but they're happy still. They still made a lot of money. That's fine. 66 cents. Somebody so 007 TRX. Are you still holding your BNGO? Please tell me. I bought BNGO. I'm gonna pull up my my TD Ameritrade account for myself here. I bought BNGO at like 5 something. And I didn't buy more. I probably should have. But I think I'm up 140%. And you guys know, I think I just put $1,000 into Bionanogenomics just to kind of just to kind of dip my toes. And oh my God, yeah. As of today, 135% on that trade. So that one little investment is worth $2,200 now. And then I have CCIV in my TD Ameritrade account as well. That's up like 40%. Guys, these I do want to talk about one thing. I was talking to one of you over on the Discord earlier, and you said today freaked you out. This flash crash that happened today freaked you out, and you cried a little bit. And I messaged you separately, and I said, you know what? To be blunt, I'm happy this happened to you today, because this market is not normal. This isn't normal, and I want you guys to take advantage of it while you can. But this market is not normal. I promise you, it's not. And it won't be like this forever. And the things we're talking about over on the Patreon and the Discord is hopefully preparing people for a bear market too. You know, like things always won't go up. Stonks don't always go up, guys. They just don't. So be prepared for more flash crashes, right? The thing that occurred today is Xi Jinping, the guy who runs China. He came out and said he doesn't want a new Cold War. And when algorithms and trading bots and things like that picked up on that word Cold War, there's a good chance that the market freaked out. And that's why everything dropped at the same time, at the same speed, really, really, really fast. It happened super, super fast. And I know it hurt a lot of you guys because I'm hearing that some of you are down like 50%, things like that. But during those times, if you guys know for sure that there isn't any like real news, right? Like World War III didn't start, like something really, really bad didn't happen, the market will probably recover quickly. And there are people, really smart day traders out there that probably made a ton of money today, up and down. Usually it's a good time to hold on if there's not some real news. Guys, we're over 500 people. Should I just sit here and eat some popcorn or something? Just let you guys watch me eat popcorn. That'd be funny. All right. I'm going to put, let me see here. Let me see. If you guys want to start asking me some questions about stocks, except for Kevin, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that one. I'm just kidding. What is ACRX, Kevin? You tell me a little bit about it before I talk about it, because I haven't heard about it at all. ACRX stock. It's the first one we'll talk about. So AccelRX. Oh, is this the one? Is this the one that the Walrus talked about today? Walrus Street, Kevin? Please let me know if you guys know. I don't know anything about AccelRX yet. I plan to watch the Walrus's video because I actually have a separate watch list on my Robinhood with just his picks on it. Because you know what, I'm the kind of person that wants to test traders and people on their picks to see how they do. But it sounds like he called BNGO before Dead Inside did. And I just found the guy's channel. Kevin says, I just had to get your attention on it. And yes, it was Rawless. So Kevin, shoot me an email or something. Richard@imrichardallen.com. I do plan on talking about this stock more than likely. I don't know if I'll do a video about it, but I'd like to chat with you about it after I watch the Walrus's video and do some of my own research as well. But I don't want to speak on it because I don't know enough. I don't want to do you guys a disservice by talking about it and not knowing about it. So yeah, good to see all of you guys in here. Let's talk about, well, SBE. Let's talk about SBE quick. So yeah, SBE had a day, right? We're at under $37 right now, right? It is on my watch list right now over on the Discord. And I like where it's at right now. If you want some sort of short-term gains, I think there's a really good chance it's going to go above $40 in the short term. But depending on the sentiment in the market, it could also drop to, say 34 or something like that. It did get to a low, I think, of like 36, just above 36 today. But it does have a little more room to go down. depending on the sentiment of the market. Now, if you guys were paying attention, a lot of us were talking about it over on the Discord. Biden just signed an executive order, essentially talking about buying American. And there are about $600 billion worth of contracts that go out every year from the U.S. government. And the idea with this executive order is that more money will be going to American companies. I don't know how that should be good for companies like SBE. We've been speculating on that with SBE for a long time, but this executive order should also be good for SBE as well. Hey, Richard, Patrick says, what's a good price to get in Nano Dimension and BNGO? Oh man, it's tough because if you're long on these stocks, that's not a good question to ask because you believe in the company long term. If you're long on these stocks, there isn't a bad time because I think we're just at the beginning for both of these companies, both Nano Dimension and BNGO. However, if you're short, if you're thinking to make some short-term gains, I would stay away from both of these companies because there's a chance they're both going to go down in the short term. So that's just my thought. But if you're long on these companies, guys, I think it's just the beginning. Tom Nash just released a great video. His thumbnail was clickbaity as hell because it had BNGO and GameStop in the thumbnail. And I'm like, dude, Tom, what are you doing, buddy? But his videos, the true total addressable market for a company like BNGO is in diagnostic medicine, not just genomics. So that about 4X's, and I got to look into this a little bit more before I make a video about it or talk about it. But I think he's right. I think the true potential of BNGO is in diagnostic medicine, not necessarily only the genomic space and optical genome mapping. I think it's bigger than that. And I think a lot of you guys agree that a lot. Tomorrow morning, super early, I think it's like 6:30 my time. The Festival of Genomics is going on, and BNGO will be doing some stuff there, and I'll report back on that. Hopefully, we'll learn a lot. Vincent Chan's in here, guys. Give Vincent Chan some love. This guy has like 90,000 subscribers. Welcome, man. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. Your thoughts on OZSC? I'm a beast. I hope you can tell by my reaction that I don't have thoughts. I feel bad because you just paid me $2 to potentially talk about something. But OZSC, what is OZ? OZOP Energy Solutions. Well, energy, that's a good thing. Is this an OTC stock? It is. So let's get this out of the way. I try not to talk about OTC stocks, and you probably know that by watching my channel. However, this very well could be a good opportunity, but it's something, it's under 20 cents. I had a guy on Instagram, maybe you're watching, Tom. I had a guy on Instagram bug me over and over and over and over and over again about TSNP, and he made a ton of money on TSNP, like $60,000, $70,000. You know what my response was to him during our last message? Because he called me weak, said my gains are weak. My response was, if you want to talk about humility and your ego, that's what we should talk about, because I want you to be able to enjoy all this money that you're making. So some people are caught up on one single stock. However, this could be a great company. I'll look into it for sure. I have it on my watch list now. And a lot of companies, I just watched a video on my Financial Friends channel talking about dealing with this idea that YouTubers are pumping stocks up and talking about penny stocks too much. And he talked about the idea that a lot of stocks start as penny stocks. Guys, we were just talking about Nano Dimension before it was $2 a share, right? That's considered a penny stock in most people's head. And now it almost hit $18 today, right? So you give yourself some perspective. There's going to be a lot of people that hate on these penny stocks, like OZSC. However, I try not to talk about OTC stocks. It's just something that I don't do. But if you if you want to shoot me an email and we can talk about it, I'll love to chat about it, but I probably won't make a video about it. Let's see. I should turn like slow mode on. Guys, this is crazy. CCIV. Let's talk about CCIV quick. I have that in my long-term portfolio. And it's not really a long-term play so much as it is I am hoping, I'm about 95% convinced now that this merger is going to go. If it does, we're going to see like an almost immediate doubling from where it's at right now. I think it'll almost immediately go up to $40, and then I will get out. I may regret that decision, but because Lucid Motors, their engineering, what they're doing, it could be absolutely amazing. But we know that it's easy to do a prototype, right? Elon Musk says it all the time. It's easy to do a prototype. It's very, very difficult to get to get to mass production, and that's going to be their next hurdle. But it sounds like they're going to have a big influx of cash, and they will probably be able to get there. So I'm excited for CCIV long term. You know, after the post-merger dip, like that happens all the time. So Matt, Urban Outcast, this is guys, give this Urban Outcast guy some love in the Discord. He's the guy, or in the chat here. He's the guy who makes all my funny thumbnails and stuff. If you've seen that, CCIV, maybe I'll think about it. I tend to go all or nothing. Maybe I should implement that into my strategy. This half thing. I don't know. I saw Aqua Metals go on in there a bunch. Ash, hey Richard, thoughts on today's NNDM's SEC filing? I have to dig into that real quick. I will probably in a little bit, and I'll make a video about it for tomorrow or tonight potentially. But I did see that. So in terms of Aqua Metals, so Wednesday they're doing an investor call. No one else is talking about Aqua Metals, and I honestly I don't know why, and that's fine because I don't think. I like the slow and steady climb of stocks, especially if you're long on a stock. But this stock is up quite a bit since December 27th when I made my first video on it. It's been about a month. I think it's up 70% now after today. But very exciting company. Aqua Metals does, they do lead recycling, and they are working on, I believe they're working on lithium ion recycling as well. So they're in Nevada near like Tesla and all that stuff. And I think they're going to do some great things in the long run. But this isn't a company, because lead probably will be phased out. It's just terrible for the environment. It's, you know, we've heard of big disasters with lead and stuff. It probably will be phased out eventually when they create some better technology, right? So Aqua Metals could be a 5 or 10 year play where they're going to have a lot of revenue as they transition to this licensing model, because they're going to have very little overhead. I would guess, as long as they have good management, I would guess they will have really nice margins. 50-60% would be my guess. And that would be fantastic for them. I think they're going to bring in hundreds of millions of dollars over the next few years. That's my thought. Let's talk about NGA. I don't know enough about NGA to talk about NGA, unfortunately. Very sorry. Hello from New Jersey. Hello, CJ. Welcome. Are you still in check? No. I wasn't. I don't think I bought check at all, but it's definitely been on my watch list a couple times. I think it's at what, 160 right now. Right, let's pull it up. CAG. Anybody's familiar with check in the chat? Of course, I typed the whole. How do you spell check here? I typed the whole word CHECK. Oh, check's over $2. Wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So check is like, what do they do? I totally forgot. You swallow this camera and it does a colonoscopy for you. It sounds disgusting. I know what they do. I just didn't want to talk about it in front of everyone, making me uncomfortable. Check. I am not in check anymore. However, it will probably continue to be on my watch list. based on how I swing trade, guys, a lot of you over on the Discord, well, I had somebody cancel the Discord membership the other day and say, well, why would I pay for a 3-stock portfolio? Why would I pay? I mean, you got to take bigger risks. You got to do this. You got to do that. The way I trade is kind of boring. I could probably pick 20 or 30 companies to trade and just trade those for the rest of the year. So I don't know. It's kind of boring the way I trade, but Czech will probably continue to be on the watch list because it's one of those stocks that a lot of people talk about all the time. Somebody's asking about Nokia. Is Nokia still a thing? I used to sell phones, like those brick phones. I used to have those. 5G plays. I would say check out Dead Inside's channel for some good 5G plays. I'm still working on the 5G stuff. There's some really good AR VR plays out there right now. KOPN or Copen was on my watch list last night and had a really good day. They actually make like the fighter helmet for the F-35. It's a brilliant company. They do some crazy stuff. They do micro display technology, and they're really big into augmented reality and virtual reality stuff. And I think over the next 5 years, even the next couple years, 5G, genomics, EV, virtual reality, any of those 4 plays, it's like just pick a company. If you believe in the company, it's probably going to do well over the next 5 years if you like long-term investing. I missed a donation for another $2 from I Am the Beast. Thank you so much. Voozy, what's Voozy? I feel bad. I don't know any of these stocks for you guys. Voozy Corp. Is this OTC again? It's not OTC. Let's see here. Voozy. What is Voozy? Yeah, I feel, is this electronic equipment instruments? I don't know anything about this company either. Just from just like peeking at the charts, it looks like it consolidated like for an entire month and then broke out. But again, I don't know what this company does at all. So unfortunately, I can't comment on it, and I feel bad. Sorry, I owe you $2. I feel bad. Richard, what is the best stock you love? Jack, I try not to love any one stock. I love talking about Nano Dimension the best, I think, and BNGO. BNGO hits home for me because my mom had cancer, and she was getting better, and she ended up dying from something unrelated. It sucks. It's stupid, but the potential that BNGO has to change things for us, from a diagnostic standpoint, I think is amazing. I think it's amazing. So BNGO is probably my favorite company right now, Bionanogenomics. It really is, for sure. And close second is Nano Dimension because I don't know. I'm a sci-fi geek and I love that sort of thing. And I think Nano Dimension is going to do some really cool stuff over the next, 10 years, 20 years, even really cool stuff. Is it a good time to buy Sens? You know what? Let's see where Sens is right now. It hasn't been on the watch list for a couple days because it ran up a lot. It's almost $3 after hours, right? No, $2.80. I think it's time for it to consolidate a little bit. That's my thought on Sens right now. But I really believe in what the company's doing. I've heard from a lot of people that have diabetes in my in my chat and in the comments, and they really think that once we get to the point where these continuous glucose monitoring systems, once you can leave it in your arm for a year, right, and only recalibrate it once a week, that is game changing from what I'm hearing from people. But right now, the 90-day implant and having to recalibrate it twice a day, I am hearing that is not game changing. But once we get to the point where the FDA says, cool, you can leave it in your arm for 6 months, I think that gets us one step closer to where they're selling more of these continuous glucose monitoring systems. And I really like this company long term. In the short term, I think we will probably trade sideways. unless Biden gets diabetes and puts one as an arm. I'm kidding. That's probably not going to happen. We got another no stock request from Brendan Gleason. Just a $5 donation. $5, probably not dollar. €5. No stock request. Just thank you. All the best from Ireland. Brendan, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. That's awesome. Atos. What is Atos, guys? I hear a lot of Atos here. ATOS. ATOS. Hey, Bitcoin Bob, can you talk about GSAT in the comments here? You guys have been talking about it in Discord like crazy, and I have not talked about it at all. So Bitcoin Bob, if you're still here, GSAT. So Atos Therapeutics. There's so many stocks. How do I keep up? So this one is it's got therapeutics in its name. It's got to go up forever, right? No, I'm kidding. Like for me, when I look at these charts, these companies at all-time highs like this, it makes me a little nervous as a trader, right? To jump into them. But I unfortunately, I don't know anything about Atos. Again, shoot me an email. We can talk about it offline. I would love to do a little more research for you guys. QuantumScape. Oh man, QuantumScape. So I guess because the stock ran up so much and tanked, there's a new lawsuit for QuantumScape. I am learning that. So shareholders are a little bit upset that the stock ran up, and there probably were people that bought it in that $100 and some range. Who the heck knows, right? But QuantumScape, I've traded it once, right? If any of you saw that video, I lost a couple $100 trading QuantumScape, but right now it's on my watch list again. I really, really like the company. I like this idea of solid state batteries. I heard the CEO address concerns about them not being as far along as they say they were, and he's saying there's no issue with where they are in terms of production on solid state batteries. They're still within their timeline. But I'm planning a QuantumScape video for later this week. But it's a complicated company. I want to do it justice when I talk about it. But I really, really like QuantumScape, especially under this administration, for sure. Opinion on BANT. I don't have an opinion on BANT, unfortunately. I'm very, very sorry. What about Sens? We just talked about Sens. MP Materials. Ooh, MP Materials. You know what? I haven't looked at MP Materials in a little bit, but I love MP Materials long term. Now, it sounds like they're going to potentially have some competition soon by a company. I would encourage you guys to look up AREC, okay? But the special thing about AREC is they have a rare earth metal mining sector of their business right now. It's a subsidiary that they plan on branching off into their own public business. So that's something I plan on talking about very, very soon. And so a lot of you guys were asking me to talk about AREC for a long time. Now, someone said, hey, AREC could be the next MP Materials. Yes, but they're branching off that side of their business, and they do plan on also producing those rare earth magnets here in the U.S., in Kentucky, it sounds like. And that would be really cool. But that's a long ways out. Long ways out. Adrian, ARAC is creating yeah. Yep. So, but that will be a separate public company when they get there. Matt, recovery stonks. Oh, man. What are recovery stocks? No, I'm just kidding. So recovery stocks, we're still not there yet. We got a nice little pop, right, when they said, hey, the vaccines are 95% effective, right? When they released those efficacy rates. I mean, people got so excited for the recovery stocks. But in recovery stocks are like, hey, now the pandemic's over. Who's going to recover from it? Restaurants, so like or Carnival Cruise Line or the airlines or something like that, right? A lot of these companies will probably have a slow climb back to their highs over this next year. But I think this administration is still kind of being pretty I don't know. They're not fear mongering or anything, but they're being conservative with how they talk about the with CV19. But I don't know. I don't see the recovery stocks going up anytime soon, drastically anyway. Let's see. Do I have a new stock like Nano Dimensions, BNGO, and AQMS that you plan on getting? Nathan, not at the moment. I do not. But there are always some. There's like over on the Discord. I'm not plugging my Discord by any means, but we talk about a ton of this stuff all the time. Somebody asked about IPOB is better than BFT. I mean, maybe SoFi is doing some awesome stuff. I traded IPOE early on, but I'm waiting for it to consolidate and just kind of build a pattern before we do any more trading. But I think PaySafe over the next 5 years will probably do better than SoFi. That seems like a bold statement. It's a guess. I really think that PaySafe will do better because I think they have more room to increase their margins to get closer to where Square is in terms of their margin percentage, because they're not making anywhere near as much money as Square is, but they're doing the same number of transactions. So there's so many things in the regulatory landscape right now that favors PaySafe versus like SoFi. Now we do have a new guy at the SEC. I totally forgot his name. Can somebody tell me his name in the chat here? I forgot his name, but Gensler or something, right? Greg Gensler, maybe. He is going to be more strict on SPACs. He's going to be more strict on crypto, and that's going to be a tougher landscape. And then he talked about being more strict on fintech as well. It's going to be a tough landscape out there for companies like SoFi and potentially PaySafe and Square because he's more of a traditional bank guy. So that will favor companies like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, things like that. I'm missing a lot of donations. You guys are awesome. Seriously. Thank you for Aqua Metals. Al says you're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for the $9.99 donation. I appreciate you. We have a $4.99 donation from Jack Liz. I just want to thank you. Because of you, I'm up $130,000. Oh, wow. Well, you have more money than I do. Thank you for the $4.99. Oh my God. Wow, $130,000. I am hearing from a lot of people seriously every day, and it makes me smile that, hey, I made $2,000 on this. I made blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm trying to share things that I've learned over the years. But I think the real benefit of this community is our dialogue and us just like being honest with each other. You guys disagreeing with me when you do, and us having those discussions, because it makes us all better, more informed investors when we go out and eventually do trade. The chief says PTE, skin regeneration. So PTE, I'm going to look that up here quick. PTE. So this is, I like the chart from a swing trader standpoint. I really, really like this chart because it popped up, to what, 156, and now it's down at 102. I mean, this could swing back up really, really quickly, and it gapped up on the 7th, on the 8th here. I like PTE a lot from a swing trader standpoint. I don't know anything about the business, unfortunately, so I can't give you any sort of concrete sort of idea of what the company does or anything, or whether they're going to have a really good long-term future. But PTE, I'm adding that to my watch list right now, so I appreciate that. Maybe I'll make some money here because you suggested that. But just in the short term, I think based on market sentiment, that one could go up. It's crazy how that works, but that's how it works. Guys, thank you for all the donations. You do not have to do that at all, but I appreciate it. It helps me a lot. PTE on the watch list. Yep. Neo, is it okay to buy? Yeah, Neo took a big dip today. And where did they end up in the day? Under 60. So I mean, it recovered nice, but at one point Neo was down. Where did Neo get to today? 58, something like that, right? Yeah, 58. But it was at one point it got up to 65, right? I think it is a good entry point for Neo. Here's the deal, though. If and when we do see a correction, we've been talking about it a lot, and I tend to be a little bit more of a conservative trader. I still try to get 5% per week, and that and going along with conservative doesn't. I know it doesn't really make sense, but I tend to think about stocks that ran up a ton. Right, Neo's gone up a ton. So when there is some sort of correction, right, stocks that have gone up thousands of percent will be the ones that will take a big hit because people have been holding for a long time and they have more profit in those companies. I think hopefully that makes sense. But Neo will probably take a bigger hit. So there may be times to get in, but it's gotten away from a lot of people. I didn't buy Neo when it was $13 when I had a chance to. People like Dead Inside, he talks about how he owned a ton of Neo and he would have made $300,000 if he just would have held it, but he sold at like $5 or $6 a share. He made a good amount of money, but he would have made a lot more if he held. So companies like Neo can just move up so fast and really get away from you. Brian says MCAC SPAC taking Playboy public. I have avoided talking about Playboy sort of on purpose. But I don't know. I don't know what that. I think it's more of a vanity play than anything. I don't know what they bring new to the market. Obviously, I mean, if they do some sort of streaming network or something, I don't know. Could be the next Disney Plus, Playboy Plus. I don't know. Thank you. That's for your first share of NVIV, Dustin. €2.229. Thank you. I will look into NVIV for sure. Wipsa Santos says Express stock. What's the ticker symbol for Express? Is Express like the clothing store? Express Inc. Wow, what a day for Express. What was the news for Express? Wow, up 131%. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen here. I don't even know how to do that. I'm an old man. I don't understand technology. But Express Inc., if that's the one you're talking about, is up a ton today. There must have been some news. Matt says Playboy's trying to redefine their image to be more mainstream. Well, what does that mean? I mean, they were always less risque than the others anyway, right? And I don't know. I read the articles, obviously, right? But they were always kind of less risque than the others. From what I know. Rust, you just must have just joined. So CCIV, I really like. I have CCIV in a long-term portfolio because I'm about 95% sure that that's all going to go through. The merger with Lucid, and I'm hoping to double my money really quickly, and I will probably keep half of the shares. I might sell them all. I don't know. I'll probably keep half of the shares in, just to watch them kind of battle it out with Tesla. I think if there's any company from an engineering standpoint that can do it, it's that company, because their CEO created the Model S, for God's sakes, right? So brilliant people over there. Seriously, like brilliant people over there from an engineering standpoint. They're so much more efficient, right? They're like 17% more efficient than the Model S on one charge, 500 miles. And right, they have the 900 volts, so you can charge in 30 minutes. You can charge it to 300 miles. It's absolutely crazy. Darpan Patel says, because of you, I got into Nano Dimension and I'm still holding it. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, where did you buy Nano Dimension? That'd be exciting to know. Because man, it's up so much. It's just crazy what Nano Dimension has done. And it's exciting. Really exciting. Carlos Sarmento says, hey, Richard, PFE is going to report quarter closing by February 2nd. What do you think? Any upside, or are they too big to swing trade? Nothing is too big to swing trade. I made good money last year a couple times swing trading Amazon, to give you any idea. Now, some of the bigger companies are better to swing trade than the others, because because of the fact that you can kind of pay attention to their swings. I just lost the chat here. I have no idea how to get it back up. Now I just said send feedback. How do I get the chat back up? Does anybody know? I got it. Okay, Carlos. So Pfizer. No, none of these stocks are too big to swing. I think you can actually make good money swing trading. Now, so today Pfizer's 37.28. It dropped a little bit post market. I haven't looked at Pfizer's chart in a while. I mean, I actually really like it. I would look for it to break $38. If it can break $38 tomorrow, there's nothing holding it back from getting to 40 in the short term. I hope that helps. I really, really like the chart right now. It's consolidating really nicely, and the last few days, week or so, it's gone up nicely. So no, I don't think Pfizer's not too big to trade, not at all. Simon Clark, thank you for the donation. Any thoughts on CTRM, Castor Maritime? I added that as a very risky play at the end of a Nano Dimension video the other day. I don't know a lot about the company or the industry, but I know that it's a necessity, and I know that this company is growing. The industry is also growing from what I read. But any play like this, right? And I haven't looked at the stock in the last couple of days. Any play like this, that's a legit penny stock, 40 cents, 70 cents, wherever, right, is very, very risky. So just keep that in mind. But if you put a certain amount of money in a penny stock and you're willing to lose it, do that, if you think that's okay. But I don't know. Anytime I invest in, like with CCIV, for instance, I put a certain amount in, knowing that I could lose a big portion of that investment if the merger doesn't go through. So always have that mentality when you look at penny stocks, because there's a chance that, not that you're going to lose all of your money, because hopefully you'll get out before you lose more than even 20%. But you could lose a lot of money on companies like Castor Maritime. 200 shares of Nano Dimension, cost average nice, 1160. That's awesome. Ryan Johnson's Crack Pipe, cool name. Ryan Johnson, that's good. Thoughts on Palantir? I love Palantir long term. It's weird. Like, I make a Palantir video and nobody wants to watch it. It was seriously my worst performing video in like the last week was my Palantir video, where I predicted it was going to go over $30 soon. I mean, it did, right? It got to like 40, right? I love Palantir long term. I absolutely do. As they transition from this government only style revenue format and into more of what like Snowflake does, into more of the business to business space, I think their revenue is going to skyrocket. I think the next few quarters for Palantir could be crazy good. Seriously. Let's see, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'll give you $5 if you mess up your hair, Matt. So you're going to give me $5 more, or was the $5 you gave me to mess up my hair? I'll do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. Have you guys seen Monster-in-Law? Now I look like a damn cockatoo, Matt. Thank you. Thank you for the $5. I did it. I feel like with this lighting and my webcam on my Mac here, I feel like I have I put blonde in my hair or something. It's ridiculous. You guys are awesome. I'll give you 5 more. I already did it. You don't have to give me 5 more, Matt. Thank you though. What's your opinion on ATOS? We talked about it. I don't really have an opinion. Somebody says sexy. Ooh, thank you. She wakes up after being drugged. Yes, Red Turtle Media. I absolutely love that movie. Whenever one of our kids looks ridiculous, we tell them they look like a damn cockatoo. So our kids look ridiculous all the time. So we say that a lot. We got about 15 more minutes before speaking of kids, have to go hang out with the kids, play some Fortnite or something, have some fun tonight. Again, thank you guys so much. Matt, you donated $5 more. Now tell me about GILT and GSAT. I plan on doing a ton of research on both of these companies. We've been talking about both of them a lot over on the Discord, but I don't know enough to comment. But I promise you, over the next week or so, I will know more. I promise. I promise, Matt. GLIT and GSAT. Boom, on the list. What's your opinion? I'm messing the chat here. BFT, please. We talked about it. I really like PaySafe going forward, and I'm. It's maybe a stupid prediction, but I think it's potentially a better opportunity than SoFi. I really do. Mohamed says BFT. Yes, I really like BFT going forward. I mean, and it's been something that's like people have been frustrated with because it's going up so slowly compared to a lot of other SPACs and IPOE and SoFi. I think people are just excited for Chamath, right? Whenever Chamath does something, it's like boom, you know. But the people behind BFT have a fantastic track record of great businesses, and I think PaySafe has a huge opportunity to increase their margins and do something really great. Jorge asks, any thoughts on Dare probably, right? JT Wealth made a really good video on Dare. But I don't personally have any thoughts on Dare. Eric Estrada asks about APXT. I love APXT. Again, another kind of like frustrating one, right? That I think people are so freaking excited about EV SPACs that it's a good thing, guys. It gives us more time to focus on some of these other SPACs that aren't going to skyrocket on us and get away from us. But APXT is merging with AvePoint, which is the largest Microsoft cloud like data solutions partner in the entire world. I have no doubt in my mind that AvePoint will be a major player in the technology sphere for a very long time. They've already been around for almost 20 years, right? So APXT is still a bargain in my book. I really do. I really think that. Seriously. GIK is undervalued. I totally agree with you. I think, yeah, Lightning E-Motors, very undervalued SPAC as well. And I haven't looked at that in the last couple days. Somebody says TMDI, and I read that as TMI. Like, I was like, what did I share? That was too much information. I don't know what I did. TMDI. I don't know about TMDI, unfortunately. Kelvin Win, $5. I read that as WTF, but what is WPF? Let me look quick. WPF. Oh man. Oh yeah, the other Foley SPAC. Yeah. So today, right? They announced something. Guys, I'm too busy, man. I don't want to be this busy, but I'm so busy. So, somebody give me the rundown on WPF quick. What did it's the other Foley SPAC. So again, very smart people. It looks like today it just jumped up to what? It got up to all the way like 14 something. Yeah, 1450 before dropping back down to 13. Yeah, depending on what it is. Okay, so WPF, who are they merging with? I did pronounce Win right. Yes. I did have a lot of Vietnamese friends when I was a kid. A lot. And Hmong friends as well. In Minnesota. Come on. WPF, fully Transmedium shares pop on Alight Solutions SPAC. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Another really good opportunity. I mean, I like PaySafe better, but I think Bill Foley knows what he's doing, right? Very smart companies that they're going to be partnering with for sure. ARK buying into BNGO. Is that a question or did that happen? You got me really excited with all the rocket ships, Christopher Jones. I don't know. There's speculation that they may not buy BNGO because it's too much. I don't agree with that. I think it's only a matter of time as long as BNGO can keep doing what they're doing. I'm excited for tomorrow to see what they're going to share. It may be more rehashing of the symposium, but I'm guessing we're going to learn something new. I think they have the right people over there right now. Really good PR department, and honestly, that's half the battle with stocks, for sure. Let's see. Matt Urban Outcast says win 100K subs. I don't know. Hopefully by the end of the year. This is all happening so fast. I don't know. It's just bonkers. Zach, trying to get my attention. Thoughts on ALYI 2-cent stock? It's an EV bike directed in Africa, emerging market. Yeah, I mean, I think companies like Jumia and some of the other companies in Africa, I think they're totally undervalued right now. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about ALYI, but a lot of those companies are super undervalued right now. Super undervalued. How high will Apxt and BFD go pre-merger? I don't know. The sentiment isn't crazy, especially for Apxt. I think Apxt will be once the merger happens. That may be a SPAC that doesn't really follow the traditional. Hey, I'm going to drop 40% after the merger, because it hasn't run up like crazy. But I think Apxt will have some tremendous quarters ahead of them from a revenue standpoint, and I think will really do well long term. BFT, I think we could see $30 for BFT before the merger, and I think it will correct after that. There are some concerns with lockup periods, like with there being no lockup period at all on BFT. So look into that, guys. That's something that I think should be on our minds, especially with BFT. That doesn't change my mind on the long-term outlook of PaySafe and BFT, and not even one bit. So BFT, I really like long-term, but I think there will be a correction, and a steep correction, because of Blackstone's involvement. Blackstone is a private equity company. There's a chance they're going to want to get out of their stake completely of BFT. So it's something to be concerned about in the short term after the merger. But for me, that would... A lot of you guys know how I feel. Like today with the flash crash, like everything was on sale. I was like, ooh, this is so exciting. When a lot of people are freaking out, I'm like, this is great. So if BFT does drop, when it drops, I guess, post-merger, it's a buying opportunity in my mind. It really is. Let's see. Can you tell us about your experiences during a market crash? What did you do to minimize your losses? Nobody talks about this. Yeah. So I tend to get out of stocks. Let's say I'm swing trading, for instance, and that's mostly what I do, honestly, right? Over the years, I've learned to try to make a full-time living on swing trading throughout the year, and I just deal with the taxes, right? But market crashes for me are usually a buying opportunity, because I don't have a massive portfolio of long-term investments. I like to pivot my investments into other businesses, potentially real estate, things like that down the road. So that's where I'm at. So I tend to not be super leveraged during a market crash, so it doesn't affect me as much as it might others. In terms of holding stocks, I may, if I don't believe in it long term, I'll probably let it go after losing about 10%. I'll let it go and I'll take the loss. Now, a market crash, like a real crash, is usually more than 20%, 10%, right? So I'll tend to get stocks on sale because I have more cash than the other people had they held on through the entire crash. Like if you held on through the dip from January through March, right, into April, I mean, you recovered eventually, right? But the people that saw this sort of thing coming, which seems like a lot of people who sold some of their positions, made out like a bandit after the crash. I think corrections are opportunities to buy down the road. That's my thought on market crashes. But again, I tend to not be too leveraged when those sort of things happen. So just from personal experience. Let's see. Check if sir. Good morning. Sending my full support to you watching from the Philippines. Thank you, guys. This whole YouTube thing amazes me like so much. And that there's so many people. Like my financial friend is here right now, and compared to the Philippines, Sam, you're like next door because you're in Michigan, right? But this YouTube thing amazes me every single day. That I have viewers in Singapore and the Philippines and England and Ireland, right? And South America, just like all over the world. It amazes me, seriously. It's absolutely awesome. I got Nano Dimension at 612 because of you, Richard, quitting my job. Well, if you want to quit your job, quit your job. I work in my bedroom. So Matt says, where are you at? Bedroom, garage, or is that the new office? This is the bedroom. That's just what the ceiling looks like. There's some acoustic foam. Not that it helps because my kids are loud as hell. But this is the normal set. I'm just on the MacBook iCam or whatever the heck this is, webcam. RMO, Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Check out a channel for me. This guy's almost at 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to plug this guy's channel right now because he's a good dude. I talk to him a lot. And he's made some fantastic videos. We were supposed to do some Romeo videos. If you're watching, buddy, I hope you get some subscribers because of this. Check out his channel on RMO. It's Jason Poland. Fantastic guy. He does some great videos. He's made some great videos on Romeo Power. And there's been some really good buying opportunities lately for Romeo Power. Frank says, Richard, can you make a video about stock market and tax, please? No, I hate taxes, Frank. No, I plan to. Yeah. So like the way I trade, for instance, right? Like swing trading, people are asking me about my taxes. When I take profits throughout the year, like quick, right? Short-term capital gains, they're called. Essentially, short-term capital gains adds to your income for the year, right? So it increases, essentially your taxable income. So there you go. That's my 2 cents on taxes, but I am more than willing to pay my taxes. So like, you guys know that I'm doing this 10x journey right now, trying to 10x 10,000 to 100,000. And people are like, well, you're going to have a ton of taxes. Okay. Well, if I get to the end of the year and that $10,000 turns to $100,000, I will gladly pay $30,000 in taxes. You know what I mean? Like instead of having the money just sit there. Plus, I enjoy trading to the point where it's entertaining for me. I really, really, really like it. And I'm okay at it. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not a financial advisor again, but I do well, and it's exciting. Jack Alex, hey Richard Allen, are you doing another giveaway? I need more money. Am I doing another giveaway? Someday. That experience was great for you guys. It was not so fun for me afterwards. Guys, trying to send money to Canada. Mr. Sing Sing, if you're in here, please say something. Trying to send money to Canada was terrible. Frank, you're welcome. Train win. Thank you. Keep it up. $4.99. Guys, I appreciate you. Can I start an LLC to work around taxes? What do you mean? You want to do my taxes? Is that what you're saying? Satisfying MSG? MSG. Can I start an LLC to work around taxes? There are some tax benefits to sort of, not really. I mean, you have a lot of similar tax benefits when you're just a sole proprietorship. LLC is really sort of like a liability thing. There's big tax advantages to having an S corp, and that's something that I will be doing, for instance. Guys, I just noticed I'm so shiny. Should I shave my head? No, I'm kidding. Who's going to pay me $5 to shave my head? Not worth $5. I'm joking. I'm never going to shave my head again. I did that once. It was terrible. Andre says, thoughts on Gamestop? Oh, man. I've been to Gamestop. I can't believe what's happening. Seriously, like the short squeeze, man. And it was coordinated, borderline illegal what happened with Gamestop. Probably illegal, but the chance of them catching people that did it on Reddit, on Wall Street Bets, is like zero, right? But it's happening again with BlackBerry potentially. So pay attention to BlackBerry. I'm not going to be any part of it, even though I might lose out on some money, right? Any thoughts on AMC announcing bankruptcy off the table, potential upside post-COVID play? So my favorite thing to do besides play video games, no, my favorite thing to do is go to the movie theater. And AMC is like my favorite place in the world. The last movie I saw, I went and saw Tenet. And I feel terrible for only seeing one movie this year. It sucks. I love AMC. And AMC, I used to swing trade like crazy. I do not think AMC will go bankrupt. I think they're one of the smarter players in the space. And I think they're gonna do, sign the right agreements and things like that. Do I think it can get to 7 by September? Maybe. I think it's a really good post-COVID play. I think they've got some really smart people running the business, and I think they'll do whatever it takes to stay open. Do I like DiCaprio movies? Of course. Of course. I've been in some of them. No, I'm just kidding. I do like DiCaprio movies. The Departed is probably my favorite. The fact that he didn't get an Oscar for that was so stupid. I love AMC seats. Me too. Sometimes they're too cozy and I fall asleep. Thanks, man. Got almost more than 100K in 2 weeks. Just bought what you mentioned. Wow. That's crazy. That's awesome. I try not to get jealous when you guys like, I have 100,000, I have 130,000, I made this, I made that. I feel like I'm trading with peanuts here. And there's a ton of people over in the Discord that are trading with way more money than me. Guys, I have to go. I appreciate all of you like so much. Richard, what courses do you recommend to get better at swing trading? None. No courses, Gabriel. Actually, there's a guy named Marcus. It's spelled like Markus on YouTube, who does not swing trading, but options trading. There's really no courses on swing trading. Not that I know of. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of courses, guys, honestly, like for trading. I plan on doing maybe a psychology of money thing in the future. Because I think that's like 85-90% of the battle is getting your psychology right when it comes to trading, not freaking out when like a flash crash happens, knowing what to do and then like following your plan. I think that's like the most important thing, because most courses, most trading courses are not duplicatable, right? So you take the course, okay? Let's say you're learning from the best trader in the freaking world, okay? Let's do a cool analogy. CoffeeZilla just used this the other day. You're learning basketball from Michael Jordan. Are you ever going to be as good at basketball as Michael Jordan is? Probably not, right? So if you think about that way when you're doing trading courses, I think, right? Like if you're trying to follow a system, it's very, very difficult to learn and implement any sort of trading system. Swing trading is different. It's really just about understanding sentiment in the market, and that is probably the biggest thing. And then finding support and resistance. Being able to find support and resistance on a chart very, very quickly is like super, super important. You guys are good at sucking me back in. Stockmo left the group. Was Stockmo in here? What are you talking about? That would be awesome if Stockmo was in here. 300. I watched his live stream the other day. I donated to him because he was like using his SLR for a webcam, and his like autofocus bracket was following his face the whole time. It was absolutely amazing. It was hilarious. It's hilarious. Do you think doing stocks full time, limiting your potential to do other things in life? Where were you before stocks? Where was I before stocks? No, I don't. I don't trade full time. Right, I do this, and now I do YouTube and Discord and Patreon and all that stuff full time. And being a dad, obviously, but I love being able to work from home. My trading style makes my life a little easier when I'm trading. So I do research, right? I get up in the morning, I look at the markets, I pay attention. I look at the markets like the first hour and a half of the day and the last hour of the day. And really most of the time that's it. And then I set up alerts. So on my phone, I'll get an alert if a stock that I have is up or down 5%. And then I know to look at the market again. But that allows me, I would encourage any of you guys that do any sort of trading, any sort of investing, to get into that mentality. That's why I keep talking about the psychology, because it's so, so important that you have the right mindset, and you can drive yourself mad paying attention to the market all day. You really, really, really can. But guys, thank you so much again. I'm going to do more of these live streams because I absolutely love it. Seriously, it's been a blast, and hopefully you guys like it too. I hopefully sexy hair. Thanks. Hopefully I can do these at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. Probably once a week, at least for a half an hour. How about that? Let's do that. But guys, thank you so much. I do have to go. I'm going to hang out with the kiddos before bed. But I will be back tomorrow with more bio-nanogenomics news. I'm sure more news on Nano Dimension. There's that new SEC filing that I have to cover. And then I have a bunch of stuff on my watch list because of you guys. And honestly, like, thank you. I can't do this without you. I know I don't get to do this very often anymore, but this was like my salute to you guys. I can't do this because of the stupid microphone in my way all the time. But I appreciate every one of you 100%. I really, really, really do. And thank you. Like, I can't do this without you. And if you know somebody that would be helped by anything we talk about on this channel, share my videos. I would really, really appreciate it. But guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow. Probably not tonight. We'll see. There might be news. Maybe. I'll see you guys.